So I was just sitting there doing my YouTube stuff and whatnot else, and then I turned on Reddit and see someone has the new article, or rather the whole magazine from PCGamer's latest issue, about Elite Dangerous Odyssey, and there are some interesting things in it, so I might as well go and explain a few of them, from at least what we can tell. I suppose I should start with some pictures there. Well, generally speaking, visually there's nothing particularly new except for perhaps this SRV picture that you can see right there, and, well, obviously the first-person weapon holding thing, whatever. Personally not a fan of the style, but okay, fine, we'll see when it comes out. As for the other things, now we finally can see from other pictures, like in the inn station, walking with a gun pointing at people thing, whether or not you're gonna be able to shoot, well, that's a good question. Still, there is something to read, but well, let's just quickly go over the pictures, right? So, well, nothing from what we've seen thus far, except for, again, a few other pictures, and let's see. Just the shooting and, of course, more close-up pictures of the weapons. That's it! So how about what is written in these things? Well, starting from the top. On the first page, on the Final Frontier section, they talk about basically just not having aliens as a part of the gameplay, so we're probably not gonna see Targoids, at least not yet, or Guardians or whatnot else. It's kinda disappointing, frankly speaking, and might be actually quite empty afterwards. However, they do mention this in a quote. Think of Hades' hope in aliens, but without the aliens, for now, anyway. And yeah, as I said, we'll see. It's a different feel to the ship-based combat. Ship combat can be very protected and drawn out, but we have taken the core elements and suit the something idea on the foot, and characters can have shields, and shields use energy. So yeah, it's interesting. See, the closest I have as a comparison is PlanetSide 2, and honestly, if the shields are properly positioned and, you know, not OP as fuck like the normal shields in due to engineering for ships, yeah, then it might actually be interesting. A little bit of regenerative shield is nice, but how does that tie into the lore? I don't think that the personal shields are a thing of Elite's universe, is it? Then there's a very important question about the way the speed is gonna work in, you know, shooters. Basically, the question is, will it be like ARM or like Call of Duty? And developers say that it's gonna be something in between. See, ADS, that is aim down sight speeds, essentially are part of the gunplay mechanic, essentially how fast you can aim and shoot, right? The quick scoping in Call of Duty or the super slow aiming like in ARM, right? So that's their sort of comparison point. And frankly speaking, if it's in between, alright, fine. But it will have to be very precise and it will have to be very well made. Otherwise it will feel like No Man's Sky, and I mean, already from the cover you can see that Odyssey may start to look like No Man's Sky, and frankly, for Elite, I would not like that. I'd like more graphics, you know? And then I start reading some more, and there's another interesting quote that I personally don't like, but it was inevitable, frankly. We allow you to apply cosmetics over the top of your suit in the same way you allow the ship, the things, yes. And all I can say is, god damn it. Just remember, folks, that in paid games, microtransactions are not fitting and should not be a part of. Carrying on. Also, this article mentions kinetic and laser weapons, you know, and the way they interact with shields, and of course, a body mass, if you will. Oh, and of course, the article mentions ship-based combat on the ground, or the ground versus the ship combat. Basically, you will be able to use your ships against the ground targets. However, how that will work, well, we'll see, because as is right now, if you've ever tried shooting an SRV even with your ship, well, it's not that easy, and it's not very, well, programmed, if you will. So yeah, missiles are obviously the best ones, but even those tend to be quite glitchy. So, if they improved it, all good on them. In the article, they also mentioned that the tactical suit, or the differences between suits, will be such that, in this case, the tactical suit is for combat, that it gives you extra one primary weapon, and armor and shield boost. On the other hand, you lose some tools. Again, it's very interesting, however. So yeah, we'll see how to, well, or what will the suits give us. And here's a very interesting line. They talk about Apex Interstellar, and we know that it's going to be a shipless way to travel, well, in the bubble or around it or whatnot else, we'll see. But developers say, and I quote, "We're also facilitating physical multicrew here, so if you are a part of someone's wing, you'll be able to board their ship if they allow you to, and they can fly you from one location to another. So there won't be a ship interiors, as we already know. You won't be able to walk inside your ships, but you're gonna be basically seated in one of the seats, and that's it. That's gonna be the lift-giving ability. It's weird, because we need ship interiors for basically that even more. So the decision the developers have chosen not to give us the ship interiors, at least on the launch, if you're so hopeful for the future, this still doesn't make exactly much sense. I mean, overall, the article is really nice and well laid out, pretty and all that stuff, some new information, as well as some old one, of course, as well. So, definitely nicely made, PC Gamer, I appreciate it, but the information we've gotten thus far, not particularly interesting. I'm personally most interested about the FPS mechanics, because, you know, again, as a fan of FPS games, it's a very hard thing to do, to actually code it really well, even in a passable way. Doesn't even need to be really well. So, well, good luck, Frontier, is all I can say, but I'll be very critical about it. Anyways, that's about it for now. It's very interesting indeed. So if you like this sort of a quick look, well, do check out my Patreon and all that stuff if you want to support. However, I'll leave the link for the whole gallery of pictures in the description, so do go for that as well if you want to just read it. And big thanks to PC Gamer for making it. Of course, big thanks to also the cheeky person who uploaded these pictures. And well, all I can say is it's gonna be interesting the more we're gonna get closer to Christmas, as it is a Christmas release. But for now, that's about it.